my name is Vania, student number 132, and today I will be conducting an interview on group assignments and academic equity. And here with me is...
Hello everyone, my name is Reto Angelica. I'm currently a student at Udayana University. I'm in the English department and right now I'm in my sixth semester.
Alright, thank you so much, Ratu, for taking your time to join me and participate in this interview. Shall we start?
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, so the first question is, how often do group assignments appear in your classes for this semester?
Considering this is my sixth semester, a lot of my classes are mostly, if not all of them, are project-based classes. So if you ask how many, all of them. I've rarely got individual assignments this semester. Most of them are either I have to make a paper or a presentation or a video or all three.
Interesting. So in general, how do you feel about group assignments compared to individual assignments?
Not gonna lie, I'm not really into group assignments. Considering I like to work by myself. I think it has something to do with the way that I do things, and obviously when you're involved with a group of people, you kind of have to adapt yourself to their time and how they do it. And so again, I have a standard that I set for myself, and obviously again, when you're dealing with some people, you kind of have to adapt that and or just not even fulfill that standards. In conclusion, I think group assignments are okay, but if you ask me which one I prefer, I definitely prefer doing my own work, individual assignments.
Alright. In general, when you're working in a group, what kind of role do you tend to gravitate to? Do you usually take on the planner or doer, or are you usually a follower?
It really depends on the people I'm in a group with. If I was in a group of people where they have a busy schedule and we haven't talked about anything about the assignment, then I'm gonna be the one who plans the assignments. But if, for example, I joined late into the group, I'm just gonna be a doer. To some degree, the doer and the follower kind of at the same par, So I think if I'm late into the group, I'm just gonna ask them what I'm supposed to do, or do you guys need any help, and then I'll do it.
Oh, that's interesting. So you tend to adapt according to the situations?
Yes, because obviously if I'm late into the group, I don't want to mooch off of people.
Alright, so do you usually tend to work with the same group of people, or do you switch group members each assignment?
I do have a group of friends where when we have to do a group assignment, I do tend to go for those people since I know how they work and I know that they work well for me. But sometimes obviously if I'm late or if I didn't attend the class before and I didn't know about it, of course I'm just gonna join the group that hasn't had enough members in them, and obviously those people aren't gonna be the ones that I'm familiar with. So I do have a group of friends that I usually go to, but if I'm not in a group with them, it doesn't bother me.
Alright. So have you ever been in a group where the workload felt uneven in a way, and how did you handle it?
Never really felt that way, because to me it's just an assignment. Just do it. I will feel uneven or unfair if it's like I have to do it all by myself. But if it's already given to me, everyone had done their parts on the paper and now it's my turn to make the paper into the presentation, well, I don't think it's unfair to me. At the end of the day, it's a group assignment. We're all gonna get the same grade anyway.
Alright. Do you think lecturers are aware when some students contribute less than others in these group projects?
If it's like a paper, I don't think so. since obviously when I, this is and this is a big assumption, yeah. If the lecturer sees it, they're just gonna see the paper as is. It's not like unless the lecturer asks, like, can you make a survey of like which one of you did which parts, then I guess that they can tell which one of the members of the group didn't do the work. But if they don't ask for that, they can't really tell. But if it's like a presentation, I do think the lecturers know which one didn't do the work based on how they present it. Because obviously at the end of the presentation, they're gonna have a question and answer section, and you can tell, even as a student, you can tell which one didn't really learn their parts or doesn't really know their materials just based on how they answered that question.
And do you think, what do you think lecturers could do differently to make group assignments feel more fair?
Again, I think the survey thing, I think it's making it a bit fair, since like now you as a student have a responsibility to actually do the assignments, or else you're not gonna get a grade, or you're still gonna get a grade, but it's definitely gonna be lower than other people. And I think that's kind of beneficial for the students who usually do most of the work.
Do you think group work helps build any academic or professional skills? Why or why not?
I think so. Both of them, actually. I think academically, obviously, if it's a group assignment, you learn about the materials, right? If it's like a presentation, but you have to make a reference from a specific book that the lecturer gives you. These books, they usually have a lot of terms, a lot of academic terms, and now you have to understand what it means. Then when you present the presentation, you can explain it easily for the students, for your classmates to understand. And professionally, I think it also helps. It definitely improved my I guess social skills, because obviously sometimes it's a canon event, you're gonna be paired up with people that you might not like, and so now you have to learn to adapt with them, to adapt with their very shiny personalities.
I can see that. So it does help a lot in the communication and people management
communication
part. Alright, so next question is, if you could change one thing about how group assignments are handled in our department, in Udayana University's English department specifically, what would it be?
Grouping. Because I've seen this is not particularly in my class, but previous semesters ago, when I have like a different class, I always feel bad whenever, there's always someone who joined the group late. And now they're like, oh, which group am I supposed to go? Am I even allowed to join the group? Because it feels a bit unfair to them, to these students. And I think one way to do that is either the lecturers themselves make the groups, or the lecturer points to the class leaders to make the groups. Because I actually learned this from a friend of mine, where she's the class leader and the lecturers would ask her to make the groups, and she would pair the smart kids with the kids who are struggling. So all of them can have a chance to socialize with them, and two, they can learn. The kids who are struggling, they can struggle less, I guess.
It does make it a lot more fair.
Yeah. Because now there's no more like, the, I guess, quote unquote, leftovers. And now you cannot really complain like, oh, I don't want to be in a group with this person. Well, you kind of have to now.
All right, so coming to our last question, since you're currently in your sixth semester, and obviously it's been a while since you first entered university, I've got to ask, has your experience with group work changed since your first year here? And if so, in what ways?
It definitely has changed me. When I was in school, it was much easier for me to do a presentation because I can ask them, hey, this is how I'm going to make my presentation. This is how I'm going to make my slides. The only thing I'm going to ask of you is memorize this part, learn about it, so that when you present it, you can understand your slides and your part. And so when your friends decide to ask you about that specific part, it's gonna be easy for you to answer that. Whereas now in uni, again, like I said, you're gonna be paired up with people that you're not gonna like, and you have to adapt to their skill sets and their abilities, and you have to know their limits, and you kind of have to either push them or just let it be. Just I have learned. It has definitely changed me in the way that I adapt to the people in my class and learn how to deal with it. So has it changed? Yeah, but not in a very positive way. No offense to my friends.
All right, thank you, Ratu, for your very insightful answers. And
yeah, you're welcome.
This is the end of the interview, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.